Black Friday is this week, so let's go ahead and take a look at Target's Black Friday ad. I've got my computer pulled up with the Black Friday ad on it, so let's go ahead and see what kind of video game deals we can find out here. Starting off, as you can see, this is the first page of 62, which seems like a lot, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Right off the bat here, you see there's a few things here, and the only video game related thing on the front page is this MetaQuest 3S for $250, but you also get a $50 gift card, which makes it basically $200. Let's be real here. It's usually $300, so you're getting it $50 off that, and then you can also get the $50 gift card, which I feel like isn't that bad. If you don't have a VR headset at all, and you kind of want to get a cheap one, I think the MetaQuest 3S is a great one to do. I actually currently have over there off screen the MetaQuest 3, and I absolutely love it. It is definitely awesome. So for $250, that's not a bad deal right there. But that's all we've got on this homepage. So let's go ahead and continue on to the next page, where this is pretty much nothing. You get some goodies if you're the first ones there. We're going to keep going here. So let's go ahead and go to page 3 if this is going to work. And sports. Okay, we're not doing very well here. So let's go ahead and move to page 4 is also... I don't know what is up with Target's ad, but I did look through it and there was some weird things. But here we have some video games, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Right off the bat, this is PlayStation and Nintendo. You've got the PlayStation 5 up there. All of their consoles are $100 off, which means if you get the PlayStation 5 Pro, it is $650, which it's normally $750. The Slim is $450, it's normally $550, and you've got the digital only Slim, which is normally $500 and it is now $400. And then below that, you've got a PlayStation Portal, which is $20 off. If you watch my other video about GameStop, this is the same price over there. And then we've got the DualSense Edge controller for $180, which again is $20 off. You've got the earbuds from PlayStation, the Pulse. What is that? The Pulse Explorer. Those are, again, another $30. Oh, those are $30 off instead of $20. And then all controllers, it looks like, are $20 off, which is pretty good. Regularly, they're the 75 or what does that say? 75 to 80, but it looks like they're 20 off, so you're looking at 55 to 60, which is not bad for a controller if you're looking for one. And then down below that is the little Nintendo section here. You've got some select Nintendo Switch games here. They are going to be on sale for $30. You've got Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. If you don't have that game and you're a Zelda fan, it's a little different than what you would expect. But it reminds me of A Link to the Past, so if you're into that, you might want to check that out. It's definitely different, but it's a game I really enjoy. Princess Peach Showtime was meh to me. Donkey Kong Returns and Super Mario Odyssey. Obviously, those are great. Also, it looks like we are getting another Switch bundle, but this is the Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, and it is $500, which I think is actually how much that normally is. I'm not quite sure why that is on their Black Friday ad, because it doesn't look like it's a deal, but enough about that. We also have this really cool, this is actually an adult. I was wondering if it was a kid's or an adult jacket. This is a Mario Kart jacket for $70 here. It says it's only at Target, so maybe that's why it's on here. Again, it doesn't look like this one is marked down either, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So let's go to the next page where we see even more games. I'm going to be honest here. I'm shocked to see some Nintendo Switch 2 games on sale here. That kind of blows my mind, so let's talk about it. On the left here, you've got Nintendo games, and on the right, you've got PlayStation games. You've got Luigi's Mansion 3. I believe that's Luigi's Mansion 3. If I'm wrong, give me a notice in the comments below. The Sonic Shadow Generation and then the Grinch there. Those are 40, 30, and then 25. And then down below, you've got Persona 3, I believe, for 25 on the Switch 2, which if you're a fan of that game and you don't have it, 25 bucks is definitely well worth it. You've got a Rudolph game for 20, My Sims for 25. You've got an NBA game for 25, which, whatever. Split Fiction, if you are a fan of games like that, like couch co-ops, for 40 bucks. That's a pretty good deal there. Then it looks like we've got, what is that? Is that the Street Fighter compilation? I can't tell. It's really small on my screen, so forgive me if I'm wrong there. For 20, you got Demon Slayer 2 for 35 and FC 26 for 35 as well. And that is the Nintendo side. It also says and more at the top, but it also says that on the PlayStation game. So keep that in mind when you're checking this out. And then on the PlayStation side, I noticed there are not any PS4 games, which kind of interested me. These are all PS5 games, which is pretty awesome. With the holiday season coming up, those are some good gifts if you're trying to buy some gifts or something like that. You got Spider-Man 2 and 2K26 there, the basketball game, for 30 bucks. And then you've got Madden for 35 and Astro Bot for 40. If you have a PS5 and you are a fan of platformers and you have not played Astro Bot, I highly suggest it. I think you'll love it. And then down below, we've got The Last of Us 2 remastered for 30. What is that? Assassin's Creed Shadow for 40. You've got the wrestling game from 2K25 for 25. FC 26, again, 35 bucks there. You've got MLB The Show for MLB The Show 25 for $20. That's hard to say. Then we've got God of War Ragnarok. Again, this is one of those games. If you don't have God of War Ragnarok and you have a PS5, 20 bucks is like a no-brainer to me. So go out and buy that. Then we've got Hogwarts Legacy there. That is definitely awesome as well for 30. And then College Football 26 for 35 bucks. If you're into any of these games on the screen and you don't have them already, I suggest either going and grabbing them on Black Friday because these are good deals, or if you want these as gifts, tell someone you know to go pick them up for you. But let's continue on through the ad and see what else they have. This next page seems to only pretty much have accessories here. You've got some headsets here. This one's 50, this one's 30, this one's 40. You've got a racing wheel here for $230. Usually it's $330, so you're saving $100. Plus, you get a $25 gift card, so check that out if you are into racing simulators or racing wheels at all. Then you've got two mice down below from Logitech. You got a $30 and a $35 one, as well as another headset from HyperX for $150. Usually it's $200. That's a pretty good deal. And it looks like Meta glasses are actually 20% off. So I might have to try to pick those up. I think I would like to get those to record like just videos while I'm out game hunting or something. So I might have to look at that for myself. Then we've got a HyperX keyboard for $70, down from $100. And the first sighting here, we're on page 7. Page 7, this is the first sighting of anything Xbox, and it is controllers that are normally $80. They are down to $55. So if you're interested in those controllers at all, go grab those. Those look awesome, and I have one, and they feel great. So if you're into that, go check that out. Then we got some TVs here. I'm kind of gonna go really quickly through some of these pages and see if maybe we can find another gaming related thing or not, or if that was all that we're finding from Target that are video games. Honestly, we didn't really get that much. Like, what was that, 2.5 pages? And one page was full of accessories that were just like mice and keyboards and headsets. I don't know about you, but I'm a little iffy about Target right now for video games. Before in the past, it's been worth it, but There's a whole page for books. 2 pages for books. I'm surprised video games, 3 pages for books. No hate on books, but like, why are there more book pages than there are video games? I don't know. I'm gonna roll through this real quick and we'll talk once I find any, if I find any. I made my way to page 34, and that's when I ended up finding Pokemon stuff is 30% off. It looks like it's the cards and some expansion packs, which is pretty cool, but I think that's going to be definitely hard to find, as well as there's some Lorcana if you're into that. I know those aren't technically video games, but they're related enough that I figured I'd talk about it. The Pokemon stuff definitely is cool. I would like to find some cards just to rip some packs with some friends, but... Alright, so I made it to the very end here, and as you can see, we didn't really have any other video game stuff, which kind of sucks, but I'm trying to get back to the one where I think is probably the best here, and that is probably these games. If you're going to try to buy anything from Target on Black Friday, it's probably going to be one of these games here. This is going to be the best deal you can find from Target. Honestly, though, I'm kind of disappointed. The ad didn't really have that much. Usually there's like a whole page of Xbox, 2 pages of Switch stuff, 2 pages of PlayStation. We usually get like 5 or 6 pages in the ad, but we got like 3, which is just sad to me. Now, I noticed that there was not many Xbox things. It was just those 2 controllers, which were like 20 bucks off, 25 bucks off. So, if you're a fan of Xbox, you might have a problem going to Target because they're not going to have what you need. But it looks like you can actually find some Switch 2 stuff, which I think is pretty interesting. I was not expecting that at all. But a bunch of Switch stuff is for sale. So if you have a Switch still, I know it's been like 8 or 9 years since that thing came out, go pick out these games. These games are getting really cheap. Games for 20 or 30 bucks are awesome if they're brand new. Definitely take advantage of that. And I think the same thing could be said for the PlayStation 5. It's been around for a while, and we're starting to see some really amazing games be dirt cheap. If you're finding God of War Ragnarok for 20 bucks, or like The Last of Us 2 Remastered for 30, and you don't have it already, go ahead and pick it up. You will not regret it. But overall, I think Target's ad was kind of... but that's just my opinion here. If you missed it, I talked and walked through a GameStop's ad yesterday. Go check that out. I surprisingly think GameStop had a better Black Friday ad than Target did. So that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But I also have 2 more coming out, at least maybe 3. We've got a Best Buy coming up, Walmart coming up, and maybe like a best of best to see where you could get the best deals. So comment down below what you are interested in. Maybe I'll even do an Amazon one if they're doing good enough deals. But I gotta get out of here, so check that video out if you haven't already. I think probably go for some games that are cheap. PlayStation 5s are also discounted, so those are 100 bucks off. If you're trying to grab one of those and you don't already have it, go do that. But enough about that. I gotta get out of here, so check that video out if you haven't already.